Hi, Rick from Finca Casanga in beautiful Boquete, Panama, and that was Karma, who's not interested in helping today. That happens a lot. Uh, I want to talk to you about, oh, here she is, about coffee trees, specifically coffee trees that belong to other people. So when we first moved here, we were trying to figure out how we were going to make things work here. And the first idea really that we started doing was leasing coffee trees out to other people. Um, and this has been an important part of what we do ever since. But when we started here, we didn't have any structures. There was our house, but we didn't have any facilities for processing or drying or roasting coffee or any of that. And that's a lot of work. We didn't have a lot of money. So we started doing this thing called Workaway. If you don't know what Workaway is, look it up. I think it's a terrific program. But what it really means is volunteers come here, we give them a place to stay, and we feed them, and they work half days to help us out when we need extra help. In the beginning, there was lots of jobs. Um, but at some point, we started doing coffee tours, but we didn't really have a proper place for brewing coffee. And so we opened up Workaway to get some folks in here. And we had this couple from Europe, Ashley and Wendy, volunteered to come help out for a little while. And they were some of the best people we've had here to come help us. They were great. They did a lot of work. I think they had a lot of fun. But they really liked this tree idea and they decided to get a tree. And so this is Ash and Wend's tree. And so for one season, this is theirs, one growing season. And that normally runs, it follows the calendar year mostly. Normally runs January or February is when it starts. And it goes through the entire cycle of producing coffee. And about 15 months later, they get their coffee. It's kind of like a coffee tour that lasts for well over a year. And then they get to make some decisions about it. And it's a lot of fun. And then at the very end, the coffee is shipped to them wherever they're at in the world. So very special coffee. And we do this one tree at a time. We promised them that they would get the coffee from their tree. So it's really the least efficient way you could make coffee. In the beginning, this seemed like a very clever plan. And it is, I suppose. We're the only ones in the world that do this, but I think I understand why that is now. It's a tremendous amount of work to do it like this, but it's very rewarding for us, and it's a lot of fun for them. So that's why there's all these signs in front of coffee trees at our farm. Uh, we really are the only ones. That one's Dante. Um, so. Um, this is like I guess this is our signature operation. This is the thing that we do that no one else does, and it's a lot of fun. Ashley and Wendy were here for a few weeks, and they were tremendously helpful. We poured some concrete to start the brewing station, and this is when we experimented with stamping concrete, and it's a little harder than I thought, especially when you can't get the right materials. But we did get that done, and the brewing station's done, and we use it every coffee tour we do here, and we do quite a few of them. So that's the story of Ash and Wend. So Ash and Wend, they get updates. They get emails that have pictures of their tree about every 2 or 3 weeks. They get a little bit of explanation of what's happening around the farm, what's happening with their tree, and they get to learn a lot about producing coffee. But expecting somebody from halfway around the world to do all of these things can be questionable. So we put cameras on them. There's live feed cameras on everyone who has a tree. There's dozens of cameras around the farm. Ash and Wend log into camera 20 and 24 hours a day, assuming there's internet and power, which is most of the time, they can check on their tree and see how it's doing. That's why you see all the cameras around here. This is the brewing station that Ash and Wendy helped us build. And it's hard to imagine, you know, like a lot of things in life, it's hard to imagine how we did this before we had this area. But when people come here to visit us for a coffee tour, which I think you ought to do, this is where we'll prepare coffee for people to drink. So this was really the primary reason we had them visit us, and they made a huge impact around here. So very happy they came here.